Hey, you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo Hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo Hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox postgame podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game show. I'm your host, Todd Fox, on a disappointing loss on the Halos in the Infield network here as we check in with you on a Thursday, a day in which I wish I was right on Wednesday when we did the post-game the other night, and I did a botch at the end of the show and was like, oh, they don't play till Friday. We have an off day because I'm so accustomed to the soft-ass schedule as far as so many off dates early in the season. I figured this was just another one. I wasn't even looking at the Royals as far as being a 4-game series because we have so many other things to look at. I overlooked the fact they played on a Thursday, and I think about a good 30,000 other people forgot they played today, as the attendance was supposedly 23,000, but it looked more like about 15,000. So yeah, you do the math right there. This game was 2 hours and 44 minutes long. The Royals put a ass whooping on your Angels, as the Angels have the worst record in all of baseball at home, 4-12. And to tell you I'm pissed is one thing. To tell you that, again, as an Angels fan, I fall into the category of getting a little excited, getting my honk a little wet, because I'm thinking, man, you know, they won 2 in a row. I'm not stupid. I know that this team is not good. I know the fact that injuries have wrecked this team, but injuries or not, you just don't have the goddamn depth. You have a team that was literally, like, we like to make fun of the Dodgers as far as being Mickey Moused and Mickey Mousing the league in 2020 and having a Mickey Mouse ring pop. This is a Mickey Mouse created team. And that's not with the backing of Disney. That's the backing of dumbass piece of shit, worst owner in all of sports as we speak, Arturo Moreno. And his fuck face was there tonight. And what a night it would have been had we started this thing a little earlier. The problem is, with the revolution that we are going to launch, it's hard for you to do it if the team is winning. And obviously it's a two-way street, or double-edged sword, whatever you want to, whatever cliche that I can't think of at this point. I took a fucking nap tonight. And I never do that during Angel games. It was boring as shit and frustrating as shit. I'm not sitting here saying that the Royals are like a fantastic ball club. I know they're good. They're on the rise. They're on the come up. But our team gave no effort tonight. Whether that was due for Farturo being in attendance tonight, piece of shit fuckface, but or just that the Angels are overmatched. I mean, they got no depth. If you believe this team's going to make the playoff, then honk your honk until it chafes and you deserve whatever happens because it's to your honk, because it's hard to root for a team. Because again, you want them to succeed, and we want to put the paper bags in attendance. We feel bad for the team. We love the team. We want to root for the team, but we don't root for the owner. And unfortunately, you need to do things to make things happen. And so our paper bag kind of thing that we're going to relaunch, the shirts and all that other stuff, to embarrass fuckface himself, it needs to happen. Whether we like it or not, it needs to happen. You could be like, you're not going to make a difference, man. No, it's not going to happen. But you have to trust the process. And you say, well, what do you mean trust the process? This isn't an organizational thing. Damn right, because the organization doesn't have a process. So it's up to me and you to make that process. It's up to me and you to embarrass the piece of shit that's in charge, that wants to lower a payroll to $109 million, 60% of it going to 2 players. And he refuses to use the money and revenue that he had from last year on anything better. And when I talked to Hacksaw about everything and said, well, what about the Bally's money? Then don't be an owner then. If you're not being able to take a loss every now and then. And he's making money hand over fist, regardless of losing the Bally's money and losing Ohtani's money. He's just not making as much. He's a piece of shit. He's put our organization in such a shitty spot. It's hard to believe. Like every time I turn around, no, it can't be that bad. We've had to hit rock bottom now. No, we haven't. We're literally signing guys off the street at an alarming rate. At an alarming rate. Like usually the players we've been signing the last few days, you sign those guys in September just to play out the few games of the stretch of the season. Just to cover your ass and get the last few games in. You're not trying to sign those guys in May, but that's what we're doing. And then guys are dropping like flies because, again, we have the poorest freaking training staff in all of baseball. Guys probably still don't do yoga. And we have malcontents like number 6 on this squad that we should have tossed 2 years ago. Trout, we should have let him fly somewhere else. And a lot of people are, oh, he's angelswin.com. Oh, he's not going to go nowhere. Oh, he can't go nowhere. There's ways to get rid of guys. Come on. Don't give me that bullshit about no trade clause. You could still work around that sucker. There's ways to move guys. You may have to incentivize the shit out of them and the other team that's going to get them. You might have to fluff them in so many ways, but you can move them. That was just for clicks. That's a podcast that doesn't really do that much content and just looking for clicks. Yeah, I'm gonna call them out because they're the type of podcast and they're the type of fans that we're fighting because this goddamn fan base can't work together. You know, we got another page on board. But it's pages like them that don't want to. That say, "Oh, you can't." And then they're like Stallone. Hey, you can't use a paper bag, you know, to send a message. Because how are you gonna send a message with a paper bag? Look at the message you're sending tonight. It was the most dullest crowd I've seen in so long. No noise because they got nothing to cheer about. And also, if you saw the Sam Blum tweet, most of those people didn't get into 645 because failures by security and the measures to then, you know, for security reasons to get you in the metal detectors weren't working. The scanners, their equipment is inferior. My God, when the Dodgers come to town, it is going to be the worst sea of blue I have ever seen. Progressively, it has gotten worse and worse where you see more Raider fans in the house, more Dodger fans. it's going to be off the charts, where you're going to have to be looking in the crowd like, I think I see an Angel fan there, and maybe a couple over there. I mean, I remember when the Dodgers would come to town and they'd have about 10,000 Dodger fans max, and the rest was all Angel fans. Boy, those days are long gone. And I remember we used to infiltrate the latrine, and we'd have at least about 30 to 45% of us in there. And it was a red and blue mix. It was beautiful. Those days are long gone. Long gone. And it's thanks to Arturo Fuckface Moreno. And again, it's a two-edged sword. We want this team to win, but we also know to get the movement going, they've got to suck. And believe me, they are not disappointing when it comes to that. Because just think about this lineup. You want to cheer for guys like Sean O'Well, Moniak, Ward, hell, even newcomer Calhoun, of course, O'Hoppe, Adele, Neto. But we got nobodies in there that should not be even on this roster. Kyrie Paris just called him up from AA. We're showing Nelson or Rada highlights. He's 18 years old. He's not ready, but you'll see him in September. Kevin Pillar, nice story, good guy. He shouldn't be more than a bench guy. At best, whoever came up today, that guy shouldn't be anything. Tucker should be maybe in AAA. This team is filled with a lot of just, hey, man, let's get through the season. And that's fine if this is late September. This is fucking May. May! This is the earliest I've wanted football to start. Hell, I might be starting to watch some freaking, what is it, UFL? Let's go Birmingham. Woo! I mean, what are we watching? When I'm looking over at the Royals and I'm like, Hunter Renfroe still looks like Trout. Wonder what he'd be doing on this team. And then I look at his average. I'm like, if he's batting 150 with the Royals, he'd probably be batting 098 with us, at least. And chipping in those awesome strikeouts on sliders. I mean, is there any... And then Reed Detmers, I feel so bad for you. Like, you were turning into a confident, strong pitcher, but it doesn't matter if you're confident and strong. And he had a terrible start tonight, right? Still gives you 5 innings. And I love Bally's. Bally's like, hey, if his pitching was better, they'd win this game. It's like, bitch, they still got to score runs. Like again, I mean, even if he's got to pitch better. You got to fucking hit. I mean, they do nothing against Michael Wacha. This isn't Michael Wacha from the St. Louis Cardinals who was taking them to the World Series in the postseason every year. This is 2024. I'm barely holding on to a job, Michael Wacha. And he still pitches 6 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, 5 walks. You don't do nothing to him. That's because the lineup you got, you know, everything we wanted to do. As far as a franchise, the last couple years since we've been a podcast, we screamed about the bunting, the swinging for the other side, you know, stop swinging for the fences, make contact, all that stuff, all the positives that came along with Ron Washington and his transition, those all came to fruition. That was the nicest thing that's happened. And we still see these guys who don't have the talent still trying. Had we had this mentality 2-3 years ago, maybe this team actually makes the postseason. And I'm not bullshitting you. With the roster that they have the last 2 or 3 seasons, even with all those injuries, was never this bad. And we had better stars in the lineup. And if they would have had unselfish, swings, or if they would have had the mentality that Ron Washington has now back then, this team could have flirted with the playoffs. At least got that last wild card a couple times. But no. The stars aligned back then for us to suck, and the stars are really aligning in a total eclipse to have us completely suck ass this year. So I ask you guys and gals this, the ones who actually care, who are going to be hardcore and stick with this thing all year. This was very tough to watch last year. And I find myself, much like you, searching for some positives, trying to be positive like Magic Johnson on a nightly basis. It is going to be a long season. I mean, long season. There are the haves, that team up north, and then there are the have-nots. And we're in the category of your Chicago White Sox, Colorado Rockies, so on and so on. I mean, it is really going to test our fandom, and a lot of us are going to drop like flies. We'll watch from afar. We will find other things to do where, hey, it's a Tuesday night, Angel game's on. Yeah, but I never quite watched Sons of Anarchy. Hey, babe, you want to start that? It's going to be stuff like that. It's going to be like, hey, you know what? It's been a long week. It's Friday night. We could be at the game tonight, but the wife, she's been working hard around the house, taking care of sick kids. Let's go out to dinner. My treat. Stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that stuff, but you see where I'm getting at. You'll find shit to do. Hey, haven't fixed the lawnmower. It's depressing. And we're an Angels podcast, post-game show, a little everything. And we'll talk Angels baseball. And we've been criticized for talking shit and being negative by other podcasts. And we don't, and it's fine. But I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I'm not going to be like, a headline grabber like that other one I mentioned earlier. But that's why we need to be in unison with this. Because, again, you look at the stadium tonight, how embarrassing. Again, over the last few years, I've seen Angel games on Sunday where it's just as empty. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, I've never seen Angel Stadium so empty. I've never seen it empty on a day, or not a day game, but a midweek game this early. If you want to talk about later in the season, yeah, I've seen it empty quite a few times. Yes, I've seen it empty on a Sunday when there's no Little League there. And it's really hot and they're playing a team that nobody wants to watch, like your Oakland or a Colorado or someone like that. Yes, I've seen Anaheim Stadium when the Angels are out of it look very empty. I totally get that. But ask yourself, how early have you seen it like this? The last time I've seen it this empty, this early, is when the Angels were still wearing their California Angels jerseys and the stadium was still facilitating the Rams. That's how long ago that was. One of the 500 times the Rams moved in their franchise. But that's how long it was. So I'm just telling you right now, just for the hell of it, I looked on a few apps outside of 714 Tickets, and they're all saying the same shit. You can get tickets for about $1 to $4 to $5 to get into Anaheim Stadium this entire series for Kansas City. Maybe it'll be a few more dollars when the Cardinals come to town, but even they're playing lousy. My point being is this: as we get further and further into the shithole, and as this Titanic continues to sink, and as it continues to look worse and worse, there's several questions that will pop up. How does this ever change? Does it ever get better? Will we ever be winning again? Have we hit rock bottom? Those questions will keep recycling themselves almost on the nightly. How bad's it going to be? How much will we lose by? Can we even score runs? And then you'll realize, do I want to go to these games? For me, as the season goes along and it gets hopelessly, outrageously bad, because it will, I think some of the best times for me is going to be going to see and talk to you, talk to everyone else that's at the game, and spread the word that we're not gonna stand for the shit anymore. And again, it's not to sit there and say we have the power, we got to take our team back. Oh, you got to sell, Artie. It's not about making our demands happen. It's about embarrassing that fuckface. Because right now, all those green seat shirts, which are empty seats at the stadium, they're making a mark, yes. But you're going to get to him when you bring them paper bags and when you're freaking wearing the sell shirts, because at no point can you get away from that. If you got people sitting behind home plate, you got people sitting to the right side of behind the first base, third base side, you saw just like you see every opposing team's jersey and their fans get on television. They hit home runs or foul balls down the line where usually on the first base side, there's a huge contingent of fans of the opposing team. You can't get away from that. The TV tries to pan away and stuff, but you see every one of those fans cheering. You hear them. They will not be able to get away from it. And that's where you start to make your mark. And then the questions arise from the haters who will continue to see the fans getting in numbers, more sell shirts, more paper bags. Why are you doing that, man? What's the end game? It's not working. He still has a team. Well, no shit, Sherlock. He's not going to fucking sell the team. But if you do this all season, it will go viral like it did in Oakland. And if there's actually some unison between our shitty fans, and I'm calling myself that and everybody else that's in this boat together, because the fact of the matter is we can never work together. We have to be all in, dude. We cannot be just like it's just us here on this page. Maybe I shouldn't have called us shitty. No, you're not shitty and I'm not shitty. But the rest of us on the side that just wants to be like, fuck this. No, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Go cheer. Rah, rah. Root for them no matter what. Yay. Let me squeeze my nipples and spritz a clock everywhere. No. We have to be a team. Unlike the one on the field and the organization, we have to be a team as a fan base, and we have to push this to the next level. The next level is showing up and actually doing it. But Todd, you're going to be paying Artie. You're the same fuckers that tell me not to wear the stuff and go. And the same ones that say, oh, you should support the team. Which one is it? Which one is it? Because, again, I'm supporting the team by showing up whether I wear a paper bag or not. You could wear a tutu to the game. I've worn a clown outfit to the game and supported the fucking team. So don't give me that shit. That's not right, wearing a paper. I can wear whatever the fuck I want to, and so can you. So can you. Voice and show your goddamn displeasure. Because now, more than ever, and as this season wraps up and moves on, we have every opportunity to voice our displeasure and multiple opportunities to get tickets to sit wherever the fuck we want to do it. Because there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight. I'm sorry I had to go on a ramble. Do you really want the box scores? Do you really want to know how this game went, or did you watch enough of it? 10-4. Again, I fell asleep in, what was it, sixth inning when they were down 8-0? I never do that. I'm always laser focused in on watching games. I fell asleep. I mean, at what point are you like, hey, they're going to turn around here? I'm just like, Suarez alert. That's it. This guy showed up and I was done.
If he tries me, I will make him famous.
So let's play the song that I think everyone wants to hear, because this was this game today. why is it that every time I play that clip and then it scrolls by and that guy's trying to sing, but the angels or the statues of the porcelain statues of those little angels, the small one with the mouth open, why does that freak me out so much? I that gets me every time. I'm like, oh, why did I put that in the video? That's bad. But then I realize, no, my lazy ass is just going to leave it there. Let's get to the Golden Stamos because we must know who won the game for the Royals. The guy who was in attendance tonight gets the award, and that is Artie Moreno and Spritz O'Clock. That piece of shit fuckface was in attendance tonight, and I'm glad he saw what he got to see. So this guy...
It's Spritz O'Clock.
Mr. Out of Touch himself, except when he touches the prostitutes. He's out of touch with baseball. This guy tells you up, straight up one side and down the other. Oh, I know my baseball. Oh, I love my baseball. Oh, I love hanging around baseball players. I love the feel of the stadium. Sure you do, bud. Sure you do. Anybody else? Hell, Hunter, who's what, 11, 12 years old now? He can draft a better team than you. Anybody can. Anybody can. You are the epitome of failure. You are just the shit stain on the underwear that no matter what age you are, and you accidentally misfire, and you have skid marks in your drawers, no matter the bleach, no matter whatever kind of remedy your parents have passed down to you to get those stains out of your underwear, it will never come out. Fruit of the loom, fruit of the doom. It's done. Throw it away. It's not worth it. That's Artie Moreno. He is the skid mark in your underwear, or as it appears to him, diaper. He is the diaper rash / trash in your diaper. He's terrible. He knows nothing about baseball. Nothing. And you got Carpino and all these other guys who at one point I used to like, and at one point I used to be like, man, I can't wait to meet those guys. I would love to pick the brain of John Carpino. And the more I got to know him, I'm like, I would love to stay away from the guy I know, John Carpino. Fuck that guy. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Everyone in this organization deserves an F. Fuck them. It needs to be cleansed. The holy water of Heidi needs to cleanse the Angel organization. You could say, man, Todd's going nuts tonight. It's not I'm going nuts. It's just bent up fucking frustration. Bent up frustration on everything. Let's see who gets the nacho night. Since Artie Moreno wins a Golden Stamos, that's his first ever Golden Stamos because he was the driving force in the Angels losing tonight. Let's see who was the worst player on the field.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos. Ow.
It's said in sports that you cannot be the zero and the hero at the same time. It's usually one or the other. You cannot dominate in both statistics or on both sides. You're either dominant in the box or you're the one that caused us to lose. Well, you know what?
It's Spritz O'Clock.
Artie Moreno wins again. He is the first-time winner of both awards on the same night. Mark that down in your calendars or whatever if you're taking score at home. He's the winner of not only the nachos, but the Golden Stamos in the same night because he's just that good. He's that damn consistent on ruining things. He helps the other team win, and he also helps us lose on a nightly basis. So congratulations, the first and only two-time winner on a baseball night on the Heidi post-game show. You have won a Golden Stamos, Arturo Moreno, and a heaping helping of dirty nachos because Riverside San Bernardino nachos. You win because, again, you have ruined this franchise. I mean, the Clippers' old owner is jealous. I mean, the Cleveland Browns ownership, after they were reignited and relaunched, is jealous. Name struggling franchise. John Fisher's like, you guys suck, from Oakland. Like literally, the Tampa Bay organization is like, man, you're a penny pitcher. Rockies are like, what the fuck are they doing? We are the worst. Congratulations. Congratulations, Angels organization. You are the best at being the worst. You have alienated your fans. You have divided your fans. You have us trying to get together and knowing hopelessly it won't happen. Too many egos in this fan base for whatever reason. For a fan base that has witnessed one World Series championship and nothing in the last 10 years. You have this fan base nowhere close to being on the same side. But we're going to do one thing better. And that is we're going to try to pull this thing together without you. As a fan base, where you're going to try to pull this thing together. And it takes the first step in being upset. Because we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. We are out of here. The strike will start. The revolution will be televised. I promise you. I will be leading the way with my sword on the horse. Leading my way. No, I will be leading the way in my clown outfit. On my Schwinn. Pink. Honking my honk. Entering Anaheim Stadium from Cantella. Leading the fucking charge. Are you with me? Because if you are, we got some fun times coming. Because we're going to make the best out of it. We're not going to drink the beer inside the stadium. Fuck no. We're going to get drunk outside the stadium. And we're going to bring our savage asses inside. And ruin the experience for the Angels. We're mad as hell. And we're not going to take it anymore. Marty says, holy crap. That was a lackluster effort. Yes, it was. I mean, if you watched and stayed through the whole thing, holy shit. I think the Salt Lake Bees could beat us at this point, Robert says. Big 20 says, yes, sir, we lost again. I will call in tonight. No, you won't. I'm not in the mood for phone calls. I know I promised, Big 20. I'm not in the mood. Besides, phones are down again. James! One Jets pod says, sounds like the entire night was a shit show from long lines, delayed lineups, and getting their asses crushed. We didn't even know who was on the team. Can we play Pittsburgh again? Halo Joe says. Can we play Miami again? Also, one Jets pod says another disappointing loss. You mean yes? We can still take this series. I hope. Caesar says, "Is Todd my question? Here it is. What is the average attendance so far for the season? We need to get it under 5,000 so this moron loses money." Well, right now it's said it's at 23,000. That's because the paid attendance. The actual attendance has to be somewhere around between 15 and 17. I don't think it's higher than that. And trust me, we're in May and we're seeing those numbers. Just wait. If this shit show continues, we're going to be in July and August with about maybe 8,000. I'm convinced that Artie is signing players to help the team lose. Boo-boo. Conspiracy theorist, but I can't tell you no. We basically had an off day. You sure did. Also, we definitely didn't show up tonight. We didn't. Tomorrow's game is on shitty Apple TV. Yeah, can't wait to watch that. Can't wait to watch Dontrell Willis diagnose Griffin Canning. That's amazing. The Kansas City sweep is on. See, Marty was calling it. The Savannah Bananas could beat us at Rob, One Jets pod. Also, Flash says, wow, not good now either. Yep, it's not. Also, Boo-Boo says, my thought is, here we go again. Exactly. At least we brought Suarez in at the right time this time. That is true. we didn't bring him in when it was way too late or it was a close game. We were like, here comes Suarez.
One more loss, which could have been a win.
No. We can't play that. This was not a win, and we had no chance of this one. It was more like this should come out when Suarez comes out the bullpen.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Exactly. Balls, and incompetence. Yeah, this is a tough
Time
one.
for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Incompetence. One Jets Pod says, man, being a Mickey Mouse team would be an improvement. It sure would. Patrick says, we are a garbage team and still won't be. We'll still be there with Artie Moreno. Yes. Flash says, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs could beat the Angels right now. I don't even know who that is, and I'm agreeing with you. Artie was there because nobody else was. Let's see. Eric says, don't ever call Detmers an ace. He's average at best. Fucking disgusting effort. Also, Jets Pod says, remember when everyone got excited for this team to start? Yes. Also, you didn't miss much. Thanks, Flash. That's for me falling asleep. I keep saying it. Every one step is 2 steps backwards. More like 5 steps backwards. Playoffs. Yeah, that's definitely a joke right there. They could have done something in the last couple of years with any kind of way of hitting on offense.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
We are going to do a paper bags thing with one of our games, whether it's a tailgate here coming up soon or just we're going to be in the parking lot where we're going to have make and build your own freaking paper bags and take them into the stadium. Free paper bags for everybody. And we're going to have markers there, scissors, whatever you want to decorate them with glitter, hell, and like just do whatever you want. And let's get the most like crazy looking paper bags on our heads and walk them in there and also have our freaking shirts and make ourselves known. If you guys are down, we're going to do it. Time to draft the tranny. They would show more balls than these guys. Damn, that's cold-blooded. Marty says, what time is it? Spritz the clock. Does this mean that enjoying taking fresh botanicals straight to the face? I thought Artie was supposed to be the only one enjoying that. Or maybe it's spritz on the team. You know what? You got to enjoy a botanical spritz. Spritz the clock. This is brought to you by Silent E from Spritz the Clock. Oh, my God. That's pretty good. I gotta admit, whenever you guys can, tie that stuff in, it's awesome. See, I'm glad I don't get Bally's. Yeah, don't get Bally's and never sign up for it for as long as it's around anyway. Now a word from Jack in the Box. Dude, I swear to God, dude, like they can't do anything that pauses and makes them think where, oh, we got to fill in some time here. We already talked about Mark Gubazov playing for the Royals and being in the Hall of Fame for like the 3,000th time. Ron Washington and Barry is going out there to talk to the pitcher.
One bite of my new Smash Jack is turning Jack in the Box haters into believers. Don't be a hater. Try my new Smash Jack. Man, I'm good.
Hold on, there's a timeout. I'm so sick of that song, by the way. I used to like Hondas. Now I hate them. See, Patrick says we're closer to the first overall pick in a playoff team. Yeah, it's not like football, though, where you can see the fruits of your labor, unless you're the Angels. Then you could draft someone and then 2 months later bring them up. One Jet Spot says, hey, Todd, remember when we played the Pirates? I miss those days. Flash says, what is the process? The process is just starting this entire team all over, hitting the reset button, and actually coming out and having a press conference and saying, hey, you know what? We got to take our lumps starting now. This is what we're going to do. We plan to be where some of these other teams have been in the last 3 years, making that tough decision, taking one on the chin, getting spritzed in the face, but having a plan after you get spritzed in the face, not getting spritzed every night. Having a plan to build for the future and have these first-round picks turn into like the Baltimore Orioles. That's the process. And hire people and let them do their fucking job, Artie. Wear your bags, Halo Joe says. The time is now. Also, Boo Boo says, when I went to see the Angels win, I just watched the World Series for 2002. The problem is that gets further and further away. It would be nice to look back and say, well, which World Series do I want to watch? The 2009 team, the 2005 team, or the 2002 team? Unfortunately, we have just the 2002 team. We should have had the 05 team. I'm convinced to this day, if they don't botch that Game 2 call with Josh Paul, the Angels win that game. They likely win the World Series because the Houston Astros sucked ass. Were like on their last leg at that point. Veterans that were over the hill. The Angels would have wiped the floor with them, just like the freaking White Sox did. And we'd be talking at least about a 2-time champion. Sell the team signs while Artie's in town. Yes. Also, Mario says watching the Angels is like watching the JV team play against the varsity team. Sure, they'll get a win here and there, but they are just outclassed. Absolutely. Even the streets don't want those players. That's messed up. Cause I'm free falling, Josh says. That's what we're doing, dude, with no plans to come back. Watching the Angels is like watching a little league team play versus the varsity team. Oh, Boo Boo goes a step further. You still have to be a team willing to eat the contract unless we're eating it just to let him go. Well, I would say right now, why not? How many wins is he getting you? Not too many when he's been constantly hurt, and that's not a knock on him. I actually say, you know what? Trout has an excuse. It's not a good one, but he has an excuse, unlike Rendon. Rendon loves to get hurt. He wants to be hurt. And that little jerk is on a 60-day, IL as of today. Big shock. Chubb says this team is a hot dog shit. Artie even managed to fumble operations today. One only ticket scanner open. Artie is tanking the franchise. Is this GTC right now? Grinding true crime. Also, me too, Mario. Also, 645. Fuck. Also, 90% of the fans and only 10% Angel fans. It's going to be bad. If Artie wants to rebrand, they should rename the team to the Dust Devils because they sure do suck. The little league engine that could, more like the little engine that couldn't. Exactly. Also, man, if I'm Ron Washington, I'm walking away from this shithole when the season ends. I'm fucking retiring. I would have to tell him yes. I've also been watching AEW. It's this bad. Can't even look forward to my Patriots this upcoming season. AEW got bad too lately, which is I'm disappointed. I thought they were going to rival WWE there for a while, but that didn't go through. And yes, the Patriots are going to be bad, but at least they have a future. And I don't know if you guys saw, but the other night, me and the missus were watching what is it called? The roast of Tom Brady. That shit was funny. I mean, there was good stuff right there. Typical Detmers, he will always fall off and have a few decent starts. Halo Joe says Gary Gaetti still available. That guy has like the biggest nose of all time, but I'd take him right now. Artie Moreno, Angels, everybody, the Artie Moreno Angels. Also, Andrew Rivas says, I think these guys are more talented than what they really are. They could be, but Jets Pod says there are no positives. Also, one Jets Pod says, other than I'm positive, we fucking suck. What's the over-under that we hit 100 losses? I think it's getting better by the day. The season is going to be longer than that. Also, I'm already checked out, which is sad. Definitely pick the over on Mateo as far as 100 games. Balls, and oh no, we suck again because we all know we suck this year. That's a for sure thing. Hold on, I got to get to it right now.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and... Oh, no! We suck again!
Yeah, exactly. Season. Not even going to read that one. Nate Hustle says, if that happens, I'll stick to our minor league games. Also, hashtag the Phalo way. That's something that we should make happen as well. Yard work is probably more entertaining than the Angels right now. Mateo says, balls, and loser balls. Boo-boo's checking.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and... John Stamos.
Loser balls. Exactly. Also, Suarez looks shitty as usual. Chubbs says nothing positive to talk about. Talk shit, Todd. We love hearing it. Thank you so much, Chubbs. Also, good rashes are more fun to sit through than watching this trash-ass club. Only good thing that the Angels have done for me in the last few seasons is keep me busy while their games are on. I just put them on mute, blast music, either workouts or work. You know what sucks, too, is like my girl will be like, hey, can you leave the TV on? I'm like, why? You're reading your book. She's like, I need background noise. And she'll put like, it was like, older shows or shows that she thinks are fringe that other people think are good, and she's not really invested in them. But she'll have them like sort of like that show Suits. She'll have that on in the background. She's not really paying attention to it. And now I've been seeing her do that with Angel games. I'm all, I see what you're doing. Savage Garden, balls, more balls. There's quite a few balls when it comes to Savage Garden. There just is. Where is it? No, I'm looking for this one.
Pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
Savage Garden, baby. Mario says Angels are just like my Bears. I've been through more good than bad, but they are my teams are more bad than good, I should say. Yes, I am waiting for the game where no one goes to the game at all. I don't think that will happen, but that will be if we get everybody on board. But again, too many honks. And no one wants to show their real, displeasure. Everyone's like, no, we can't do that, man. Can't do that. Nope.
Yeah, Mo, that team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
That's what the Royals said tonight. Jupson Option says this.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Yeah, he's like, stop it, guys. Season starts tonight. Fuck you guys. Marty says, I'm going to get a 4-pack of dollar tickets. Salvador Perez going to the Hall of Fame before Trout. Ouch! R. Martinez. I don't think we've hit rock bottom. There are still teams that have lost more than the Angels. That is true, but we hold it right now as far as only 4 wins at home. Chubb says Artie's laughing right now and enjoying a spritz o'clock. Let's see. The Dynacle Dad says very frustrating. R. Martinez says I can hear the frustration in Langston calling the game. Yeah, that's one guy who really cares about Angel baseball, and Marty says Terry Smith pissing me off, spritzering all over the booth with a Kansas home run. Out of here! I'm doing my part by not buying any merch. Laugh out loud. I'm shitty. You're not wrong. Paper bag game. Andrew Rivas. It's coming, baby. It is coming. Also, I go to boo the shit out of everyone, Marty says. Marcelo Rodriguez says, preach. Also, Midapi says, balls, and homemade nachos. So now it's not $26 nachos. Now it's like we're going to bring our own nachos.
You to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Homemade nachos, baby. One Jets Pod says, buy the sell shirts and wear them under your jerseys. Then when you get to your seats, take off the jerseys. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to explain how we get this movement going. This team is this team took too many lessons from Ohtani and getting fucked, and now all they are doing is getting fucked. Well, they're doing a very good job. You got to have that whole section try to have another Heedy night, give away the sell shirts instead of Heedy shirts. Yep. I think it's going to come. Watch. We're going to sell them, we're going to give them away, we're going to have paper bags to give away for sure. Roger fell asleep too much Trent Rush, or on top of Trent Rush. Gotta hate that fucking song. Also, Eric says, R. Martinez, I thought that it was the Stamos. Also, Dynacle Dad says, you think Perry keeps his job? Hell no, he's gone. Dude, I think he's probably going to be offered to keep the job because he's been a pretty good yes man. But when it comes down to it, he wants to have a legacy. He won't have a legacy here. One Jet Spot says, that Marty, do you recognize the Spritz O'Clock song? Also, Chubb says, Artie loves the fill of baseball and the fill of women, not named Carol. Fruit of the Doom. Am I the only one who's been tired of Trout the last 6 years and all the news when he will be out longer? I know he's a nice guy, but done with Trout. Please retire. I think a lot of fans are coming around with that, dude. I'm telling you. Let's see. I know that, dude. Also, Boo says Artie is actually showing that he's a horrible businessman. Yeah, that's one thing I thought he succeeded in. Silent E says John Stamos spritzed on me. Oh, man. How dare you?
How dare you?
John Stamos choked on me.
No, he spritzed. Nah-Man says, I think Todd Fox is slowly going insane. Well, the more I watch his team, I can't disagree. Nuts is going Todd tonight. Frustrating. Nuts is going Todd tonight. The fuck did you just say? Also, I used to make fun of a buddy who is a Cubs fan. He used Cubbies win like once a week. Now I know how it feels. I must apologize to him. Yeah, because hearing Harry Carey go, Cubs win. You know, that that was a staple for any kind of fan to make fun of Cubs, but now it's like, damn, dude, I really know what you guys felt. So I'm right there with you. I'm kind of proud I was able to get a Yankee Gray song on the Heedy Network. Also, Nacho Night Artie Moreno says, thank you, Todd. First, I'd like to thank the Academy. Even Oakland front office is laughing at us. Are you watching? Also, Robert says, Oakland said, y'all could go to Vegas. We will be fine right here in Northern California. Brian says it's been this way for years, even before they won a World Series in 2002. It's tough being a Halos fan. However, I will not change. And that's why we're not asking people to change. We're asking people to do what Halo Joe says and charge. The revolution hath begun. Also, but I'm still not going to any games, Jets Pod says. Also, Mario says, I'm with you. Jim says, and I froze my rear off tonight at the game. This was garbage. He went to the game tonight, of course, and yeah, it didn't look good. Let's see. Also, Big 20 says, fine, tomorrow then night. Oh, yeah, and I'm probably going to leave and watch tomorrow night and see you tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Fundamental Little League Baseball needs to be played. Also, Big 20 says, nope, I will probably be watching the game still. Winning or losing, cheap tickets can always be a plus, Brian says. Halo Joe says, if I own this team, I'd make a deal with Disney and televise all games. Just think, should I watch Star Wars, Hulu, or the Angels? I'll watch Toy Story. Just put on the Disney Network. They're taking anything over there anyway. Robert says, you have to Kester the paper bars. Kester the paper bars. I'm lost in that one. Jim says, this just in, 3 years, 5 months left on Rendon's contract. Speaking of Rendon, why only one t-shirt giveaway of him and no bobblehead? Maybe there is more to life than bobbleheads. That is true. But don't tell Artie that. Dynaco Dad says, since we're close to Disneyland, is it kind of fitting that we field a Mickey Mouse team and a Mickey Mouse organization? See, the only problem with that, Dynaco Dad, is in those early Disney cartoons, you know, Goofy would strike out a bunch of times. They'd be down like 34-0. I don't know if you all ever saw those, like how to play baseball, but the Goofy team or the Disney team would come back, or they have Disney cartoons or Disney movies where the team comes back and wins. You know, they start off shitty, just like Major League movies, and then they come out and then they win. It's not like that in real life. And maybe Disney could inject that into this team, but it's not happening now. Caesar says, Todd, when you had your conversation with Hacksaw, do the Angels get any revenue sharing from the MLB because this moron doesn't need any money? They do get a small fraction, but not as much as other teams because they're not in a poor position. Now, the payroll coming down might get them more money this year. So that could be another reason why dumbass cut the payroll. Also says, I hear all the commercials in my nightmares, Midapi says. Dan says, speaking of watching something else, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is out. I heard that movie sucked. I'm just saying. Absolutely concur. No telephonic surf reports tonight. Also, can't believe I missed Disney as an owner. Me too, Dan. Me too. Paper bag contest. That would be cool. Maybe I'll do this for some bobbleheads or other gifts. Whoever has the most creative, best freaking paper bag and gets on TV, we'll have a prize for getting on TV. You know, like the one that gets a close-up, sneaks up behind some, you know, smiling fan at the camera, and then a paper bag dude comes up that says Heedy on it. Or sell. I mean, you automatically win something. You know, we'll give you something really good. More Angel tickets. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to hurt you there. I'll get you something good. But yeah, you know what I mean? We are going to do this. I'm not talking out my ass. We are going to have paper bag nights, not nights. And then we're also going to be doing shirt giveaways. And also you can buy the premium ones and all this other stuff, dude. I mean, the revolution will be televised, and it'll be because of you. I wonder if Vanessa Hudgens can afford to buy this team. She would probably be a better owner than Farty. Exactly. And a word from Kia. He gone. I hate those commercials. My God, they're terrible. Brian says, time to rebuild. Oh, wait, the two highest paid players are untradeable. Because Tony Khan is a moron. That's from AEW. Imagine Trout opting out of surgery and DHing. His numbers would take a further nosedive. They already have, dude. I think they're unrepairable as it is. I think he's going to hit 500 maybe. Alex says what we're thinking. Let's go Padres. Marty says, I'm with you, Captain. Oh, my Captain. Lead us to the stadium with a paper bag revolution. Hell yeah. We're on this sucker, dude. I'm telling you. Josh says, we need to dress like Squiddy Poo again. That'll help us win. Josh, you're a fool, but I love you, man. I hate that guy, but yeah, it did wonders for us. Remember? I think we should make some phone calls and bring back Eckstein, Wilfong, Spezio, and Shigetoshi Hasagawa and Mo Vaughn. Alfonso says. Hey says, when is your next Angels game, Todd Fox? That is going to be. I don't know. I'm going to try to make it to this week's games against the Cardinals coming up here during next week, but it may have to wait till the next homestand because the next homestand I'm going to 2 games for sure. And one, we're going to be walking the field with the kids on Sunday. So I'm definitely going to be at that game, but I might be there for the Friday, Saturday too. So maybe that's when we start the paper bags. I just got to get with my people. Roger says he throws a good backdoor slider. He really prides himself on the backdoor slider. True story, no lie. You know, well, if he's talking backdoor, he once said this, and I tend to believe him.
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and running up my butt right now. You get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos choked on me. He was so great.
I mean, that's a lot right there. Alfonso says balls, and we suck balls almost as much as Sapphire. Sapphire getting her own references. That's what I like, man. I mean,
time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Sapphire. Big 20 says, dude, one more week of spring ball, and then there's 3 days to my birthday, and then summer. Oh no, yeah. Also, Mario says, does the Anaheim PD really need to do traffic control? No one will be going to these games. 2010 present to present is the darkest era in franchise history. It's right there, Isaac. Todd, do you think I can walk into the stadium with actual size of helmet nachos, actual size of our own nachos? We could see. I don't think they'll let you in with any kind of outside food. You have to have water bottles and candy, like in small candy. I think that's the extent you can go in with food. Although Jim knows people and he's able to bring in his tacos and sandwiches and all that stuff. You have to know somebody. I'm hoping to see a World Series by 2045. Don't hold your breath. Wash chewing down more nuts on the rail than a tranny in a Mardi Gras. Alfonso says, Todd, if you want this team-wide slump to end and go on a streak, you will need to put the wood to Sapphire and make Artie and Roger watch. I'll cuck both of them. Dan says, might go to Cal State Long Beach dirtbag game tomorrow. They are retiring Weaver's number and facing UC Irvine. Will be better baseball. The tickets are more than an Angel game. That's actually a good watch. Basically watching Toy Story every night, the way that the Angels or the way we watch the Angels get toyed with by other teams. That's a good comparison right there, Chubbs. Also, Halo Joe says, tomorrow night for the first 10,000 fans, the Anthony Rendon bobble stretcher. U2 says, if they have a bobblehead night of Rendon, it should be a ceramic vagina of the I love it. Let's see. Also, he says the bobblehead would be inside a glass box. Mudwater, need to go back to the chant. Yes, we can. Or what about we're nasty? That was a good one too. Spring ball sucks, bro. It sure does. But see, you guys are so babied and wussified. No offense, Big 20, but we used to do this thing called Hell Week. Hell Week was shit. Oh my God, I hated Hell Week. Let's see. Also, Lodge and Stamos Beast with 2 backs, putting that in the vault, and it's gone. Not true. I'll take it in and out every game. Hayes says instead of the food there. Oh, you do take it in and out every game. Okay, or food. I read that wrong. I don't know. Like, do they check your bags or you just walk right in like a G? I don't know. Can I join the paper bag contest? Yes, absolutely. It's going to be at the stadium. I take all types of chips, snacks, and water as well. I do that too, Hayes. What I'm saying is if you were to bring in like a meal or like have a Subway sandwich or stuff like that, that's kind of hard to get in. It depends on the security guard and, like I said, who you know. But yeah, that's usually what happens there. All right, let's take a quick run around the majors real quick. Again, Arizona plays the Reds for like the 60th time this year. Arizona beats the Reds 5-4. I feel like they play each other every fucking night. The Twins blow out the Mariners 11-1. The Rockies somehow beat the Giants 9-1. The Astros win a game. The shitfucks lose to the White Sox somehow. The Brewers beat the Cardinals, and yes, your Angels lose 10-4. They fall to 4-12 at home. So if we were a football team, we'd be probably picking second. Right now, the Angels fall back to 7.5 out because Texas won the other night. They split a doubleheader. We look great, 14-24 through the first 38 ball games. You gotta love it. Mudwater says, hit that thumbs up, people. I appreciate that. Also, Hayes says, need to find a way to bring in outside beer. Funny story, though, real quick. Let me give you a real quick story. So this was when long before this page started, and Halos Nation, which is a Facebook page, I used to be a big part of that with Eddie Colvin and a few other people over there that I'm sure you guys know. You've seen, Geo, a bunch of people over there, right? And it was a cool ass page at one point. And they used to go do massive tailgates. I mean, we're talking about 200 to 400 people. They were big tailgates, and they were fun. They were really fun. And that's where I got the idea to do ours. And that's how, like, that one time we had like 300 people. That was amazing. But like with that one, the beer was flowing. I mean, when I talk about the beer was flowing, like everyone had a trunk full of beer. And I was going from one car to the next, and I was just getting one after another beer, not eating too much. And your boy was blitzed. I mean, blitzed to where I needed help walking towards the stadium. So I'm walking towards the stadium, and I'm like, all right, Todd, get it together. In my head, I'm like, if I'm wobbly, I cannot get into the stadium. And I didn't, and back then the Angels were good. So it's like the tickets were a little bit higher. So I was like, I got, I paid for these tickets. I want to have a good time. I'll sober up when I get in there. Like I already got like a water in my hand, right? This is how drunk I was. So I'm walking in, and one of the security guard grabs me, and because I'm walking in with our group, and the guy goes, "Dude, what are you doing?" And he's like, he sounds really pissed. And I turn around, and I see him like juggling with my pants, like my pant pocket. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And then I'm like, hey, man, what are you doing? And then he grabs the bottle, and there's a full bottle of beer, like a glass bottle in my in my pocket. And he goes, bro, you can't go in there with these. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was there. And he's like, yeah, right, go, just get out of here. And then all of a sudden he grabs me again. And then another guy grabs me. He goes, bro, what is your fucking problem? And I'm like, what, dude? What? Why are you harassing me, man? Police. And then he pulls another beer out of my right pocket. And then they proceed to lift up my jacket, and there's 2 more beers in my crotch area. I didn't even remember putting those there. But I'm like arming myself like I'm going into battle with like guns or something, but beers. I had like 4, like almost a 6-pack in my pants, in my, all together, and they searched my jacket. I sat there, and they actually debated whether or not they should let me in the game. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Trust me, I'm good. I'm not going to start any trouble. And as soon as I got my like free little gift by the, the older ladies that wear those little hats, and they're like, welcome to Angel Stadium. And like I could barely walk through the turnstile. Like I think when I went through the turnstile, you know how it hits your stomach? It hit my stomach, and I like passed the old lady, ran to that first trash can you see when you get in the ballpark, and I threw up right there. And then after I threw up, I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. I'm ready. That was my experience that day. That was fun. James says, should I watch the replay or no? Hell no. Wasn't worth it. Balls, and it's okay to really hate Ohtani and just stand I can't stand to see that dude in blue. I can't either, Alfonso. I don't hate the guy. I just hate that he's there. So therefore, I will root for anything bad to happen. I'd rather see Dopey at the plate. Hang on, we got Theis. We good. Let's go, Angels playoff bound 2040. Ironically, Todd's ticket was magically behind his ear. balls, and Todd having beers by his balls. I was like, is it cold in here or is it me?
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Liquefied balls. Todd pulled an Artie. I sure did, dude. I sure did. I was drunk as hell, but I don't remember much about that other than I had a good time. Yeah, it was crazy. I think that's all we got for tonight. Again, the Revolution will be televised. We are going to be doing a massive push for these paper bags. We need to see them lose a little bit more to really push the envelope. And I have a feeling, as stupid as my 4-3 homestand prediction was, it's going to be a lot worse than that. And if that continues, then the next road trip concludes the way we think it's going to conclude. I think by the next homestand, it's going to, because again, we weren't going to do these sell the team shirts or any of that stuff till maybe later in the season. But come on, man, the way this team is playing, it's way. I mean, come on, we do the Texas two-step. We never win in Houston. We're going to make them look good and get better. Texas is just starting to get their pitching better. And then we come home for that Ohio and New York series. I think that's when we started. We started against the shit fucks. We showed them that our owner has the same name as the Ohio shit fucks. He's a shit fuck. So I think that's when we started. We're going to shoot for May 24th and the 25th and the 26th against the shit fucks. I'm a little drunk. James says was out celebrating a new job. Congratulations! And no, that's messed up, you two. He says a blowjob. That's messed up. Nah. James, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. Out of everybody, he deserves it. Alcohol flavored toast. How dare you, Josh? Artie should get a new job. Those Saturday, I'm getting my girlfriend to get down. Oh, there you go, James. There you go. James. I love it. I love it. Good news. That's the only good news tonight outside of your guys' comments. James getting a job. We love it. And because of that, we're going to pop a botanical spritz.
It's Spritz o'clock.
All right. So with that being said, thank you everybody for coming on the page tonight. The Angels win. James Squared is launching an episode tomorrow morning. So we got that to look forward to here on the show. And then me and our boy are going to get together for, what is it called? Halo Joe are going to do a show for either Saturday or Monday. We haven't decided yet, but we got one going there too. So we'll be covering the Angels no matter what. No matter how bad it gets, we will be your violin players on that sinking ship. So with that being said, everybody out there, have a good rest of your evening. The Angels lose. Once again.